Welcome, everybody, to episode 161 and the final football one of the year of the effing title. I didn't mean year, I meant season. But I'm Big Husky, and I got both Fidge and Rob with me. Boys, how you doing?
I think the amount of episodes there are.
Huh?
I don't think you actually count. I think you just make up the number every week.
I count. I have it on a piece of paper. Fidge has said that he is putting everything on the line. Last year's shirt, this year's shirt, all of the records on a tie. So
there's no way that I can give you credit for losing my shirts.
It's gonna
all
be
fun and games until you lose a shirt.
It's all fun and games until the shirt becomes.
It's great. He's putting it all on a tie, and if he gets it wrong, I get both of his shirts. Along with my OG shirt that still hasn't.
The shirts that exist but aren't here yet.
Sure.
Exactly.
So we got the NFL honors last night. Came out.
Allegedly.
So let's see what we got here.
No, it came out.
Me and Rob were talking about this earlier. We agree that this is that they need to do this immediately after the season.
Why is that?
Because Patrick Mahomes was not the most valuable player during the year. Like, Garrett Wilson probably shouldn't have been Offensive Rookie of the Year. What was the other one?
Every single one of these?
There we go.
I mean, I can agree with that, but I mean, I don't think they would have given anyone else the most valuable player. It just...
I just think, I'm not even saying for that specific person. I'm saying that there is I don't know, maybe the voting does occur as soon as the season ends and they just wait to announce it. I highly doubt that with today's ability to leak information. But I feel like they just...
I leaked information once.
It's supposed to be a regular season award, and I think it is severely biased based off of playoff performance. The biggest one, and I guess we'll get to it, is the D'Amico Ryans one. I really don't. I think it's stupid that a guy that inherited the second best defense in the league and then had the defensive player of the year on his defense was voted assistant coach of the year. It's like, okay, cool. You did what you were supposed to do with a fucking lights out defense. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's way more impressive when the person right next to him is someone who came in with one of the worst offenses in the league, made it the best offense in the league, and doesn't have a single fucking really good player that's proven on his fucking team.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how many Pro Bowlers did the Lions have, and they had the best offense in the league. How many fucking...
They did not have the best offense in the league, but I understand your...
Statistically, they did.
It was statistics.
I don't know what that sentence meant, but I'm gonna...
No, I mean, are you talking about
like what
statistic?
statistic?
What yards? Are you talking about?
Did you say what statistic?
Yeah, what statistic?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said. It was statistic, and I went, I don't know what that means. I have no clue where to go with that. The conversation's gonna end here. No, I mean, I didn't look after the last game of the year, but going into the last game of the year, I think it was points per game or something like that. They were number one in the league.
No chance.
Let's see. Offensive.
So the awards were as follows: MVP went to Patrick Mahomes, Offensive Player went to Justin Jefferson, Defensive Player went to Nick Bosa, Coach of the Year went to Brian Dable.
But they had 7 less touchdowns than the Chiefs, 5 less touchdowns than the Eagles.
Where'd you
What?
How'd you find that? So where'd you go to find it?
I'm good. That's why. The Bills only had 1 less touchdown. They probably had more field goals. The Cowboys had 2 less touchdowns.
Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
The...
Sauce Gardner wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year.
Rushing yards are not even up there. Passing yards.
You would think when you type in Detroit Lions offensive,
they're like top 5. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I'm not going to say that they're not a good offense, though. I mean, you still have Jared Goff, who just because the Rams ditched him doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback. I mean, you still have DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams in the backfield. They have a really good offensive line. Amon-Ra St. Brown is phenomenal for that team. I mean, it's just I'm not gonna say they're not talented. I think they overachieved. I think that goes back to the coach. I mean, it's a good coach. I agree there. I just was wondering where you were getting your stats, but that was all.
That was a statistic that popped up on television at some point.
That's why you can't read everything you see on the internet.
During the second to last game, because
you can't believe everything you see on the internet.
I saw it on the television.
Can't believe everything you see on the internet.
I would say that Garrett Wilson winning offensive rookie was kind of a shock to me.
Yeah, still should have been Breece Hall.
I mean,
well, they said so. Garrett Wilson won because of the new way that they do the voting. Now, they used to do it just who got the most first place votes wins the award. Now they did like points, so you got like 5 for first place, second place points.
Oh, do they?
He didn't win he didn't get the most first place votes.
Oh,
he got but his point total was more than the other person.
That's fucking stupid.
I mean, I think that makes more sense than doing it the other way. I just think it's wild that because you should if you get voted. I don't know.
This is my thing. Why are we rating them? Why isn't it just who wins?
Well, no. So it's not even that you rate. It's just that everyone. I mean, because first off, you do need to have a tie. So if 2 people get whatever it is, say 25 votes, you have to find a way to break a tie. So then you go down to having.
I would give it to both of them then.
Place guy. What?
I would give it to both of them.
Yeah. That's a horrible way.
Fuck it. Boom. Done. Because it makes no sense to me that someone can get more first place votes and lose.
Well, Kenneth Walker had 19 first place votes. Wilson had 18.
Yeah, so that still, even if it's one or half of one or a fart sneeze of one, it's still one.
Yeah, I mean, but
I get fart sneeze.
If it was still close, I would have given it to you. But then Garrett Wilson after that beat him by 35 points total.
Well, yeah, because everyone put him as the fucking first guy. Garrett Wilson's probably everyone's second.
He was 1 vote behind.
Everyone's second was him. Even the people who put him in at first put him in at second.
Well, I think overall that means he was better because people saw him as a top 2 player, the top 2 offensive rookie player, and Kenneth Walker was either first or 5th. Like he didn't get other points besides. So that's
great. So the thing is, did you see the breakdown of it, Rob?
No, it's just showing me the.
So Garrett Wilson had 18 first place votes, 19 second place votes, and 9 third place votes. Kenneth Walker had 19 first place, 8 second place, and 10 third place. Which is wild to me. Brock Purdy had more second place votes than Garrett Wilson. Than Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy had more third place votes than Kenneth Walker. That's crazy that you think, there's such a discrepancy on what people think, as far as.
But to me, that's why the point system works more, is because it takes averages rather than.
And I agree with Colin that I think that if the point system's good and well, if you lose the first place, if you tie the first place, if you lose, the point system should go out the fucking window.
That's fair.
That's my thought.
I mean, other than that, though, kind of everything else we kind of probably assumed, right? As we talked about defensive rookie, Sauce or Hutch could fucking have won that, and we would have been fine with that. Gino we knew was probably going to win because fucking, yeah. Dable winning Coach of the Year, yeah. Bosa winning defensive rookie or defensive player. I think we may have had a little bit of a difference there, didn't we? Michael
Who'd
Parsons.
I don't even know who I...
You guys both went Parsons there. Which that one, I'd say that one's a toss-up too, in my opinion. I think that's just kind of the same thing as defensive rookie.
That's funny, I love it.
Jefferson winning offensive player, like, yeah, that makes sense. And then Patty Mahomes winning MVP, that's because fucking...
I didn't put this together. This is kind of wild, is that O'Connell obviously was the OC of the Rams the year before when Cup won and had his amazing year. So it's kind of like, I didn't realize that he's the common denominator there.
He's the key.
He's the guy.
O'Connell's the reason why, for the first time ever, 2 wide receivers have won back-to-back Offensive Player of the Years.
Makes sense.
O'Connell rules.
Doyle rules. All right. So that's the awards, though. Things happen. People got stuff. I agree with Rob as well, though, that I think it should be done immediately after the season.
I don't think it's really that skewed, honestly.
Here.
But that's my thing, is which one of those do you think was skewed or changed because of the...
Honestly, I'm going to say the Patrick Mahomes one.
I don't think so. There was people saying that Patrick Mahomes should have won it and would win that at the end of the season.
I agree, but do you think out of 50 voters, 48 of them thought he was the best MVP?
I do. Yeah. I think, who else would you have given it to realistically?
At the end of the season, realistically?
Yeah.
I could have given it to... I would have had to think about it, but I would have either given it to Burrows, Allen,
we already talked about that. They don't care about any of this stuff. They only care about interception to touchdown ratio, which that's why Allen is still on the field. Jalen Hurts, they want you to play a full 16 games. That's why he's not going to get it.
That's not what the most player is.
I understand.
Well, no.
I understand. We had that conversation that the most valuable player isn't what people perceive it to be. But that's what you're going to get from voters.
And it's one of those things, I just hate the fact that no matter what, it's always Patrick Mahomes. He's already being told, there's already analysts and people saying that he's the greatest quarterback that's ever played. He fucking throws a sidearm pass that goes 50 yards into the ground near fucking no receiver, and it's the best throw that's ever been thrown. And I'm fucking over it, man. I'm fucking over every single little fucking thing with him. He got put in a great system with a great fucking team around him. If he would have went to Chicago instead of Mitch, he would have failed. If he would have went basically anywhere else, I think he would have failed.
What's his name sucks.
But you know what I mean?
Who's that guy? Who's their coach?
Fucking Nagy.
Matt Nagy. Yes.
I'm over everyone just, to put it politely, dick riding him.
Oh, that's polite. Got it.
Yeah, that's the polite way of me saying it. Because, is he a good quarterback? Yes, he is a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's not. But is he as great as everyone says he fucking is? No. Not even close.
Jeff, I think that the biggest impact one was the assistant coach of the year. That one was the biggest impact. Everyone at the end of the year.
Who won that?
D'Amico.
At the end of the year, though, every single person was talking about how amazing Ben Johnson was with the Lions and all that stuff. And then a month and a half later, everyone's talking about how D'Amico Ryans is going to be a no-brainer head coach.
And that's
it's just the way the topics changed. I think the coaching awards have the biggest impact. It's not you're right. Most of the time, the players, it is who it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be who it is. And most of the rookie players don't make the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. But I think the coaching ones, that's where the biggest impact is.
Because, you think about it, Danny Johnson was up for head coaching spots.
Ben Johnson.
Sorry, I kept saying Danny. Ben Johnson was...
so unknown now, Jeff, that he doesn't even know his...
he was being looked at as a potential head coach guy. And then he was like, nope, we're building something here. I'm not leaving. And then D'Amico takes the head coaching job, and then it's...
No, he did not.
Who?
I never saw reports of him turning things down, you guys, and then building something there.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn's the one that happened with.
No. It was Ben Johnson, too.
Ben Johnson said that he wasn't taking any head coaching interviews because they're building something in Detroit, and he wants to see it through.
Well, he's fucking retarded. Sorry, my French. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I wasn't a fan of your French, but
seriously, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, it's different
fair.
when you've already had your shot, but you're stupid for turning down a head coaching job and not have your shot yet. Dan Quinn's a completely different situation.
To be fair, he never turned down a job for it. He just came out and said that.
Yeah, people were asking. People wanted him to come in and interview, sort of thing, and he said no.
So no one even, I agree, but there's no reports that even say that he had a head coaching interview anywhere. I'm sure he would have, but there's no reports that say he actually turned down a job or an interview.
He's dumb.
The report is he said, "I want to stay here."
That's because that's an easy way out. That's because he knows no one would want him.
There's a chance. Yeah.
Anyway, Super Bowl time.
That's what I think voting at the end of the season would help, is the coaching awards. Coach of the year, that stuff. I think playoffs do help with that bias, but
we got
that's what
Super Bowl LVII.
LV11.
It is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Philadelphia Eagles in Arizona. I'm going Eagles.
You're going Eagles.
I'm going Eagles.
Way to hop out on a ledge there, dude.
It's two best fucking teams, Rob. What do you want from me?
Nothing. Because I'm with you.
Way to jump out on a ledge there, Rob.
I'll jump out on a ledge and say that the Eagles are going to win by 21 plus points.
Oh no, I mean I don't even think that's a ledge.
I think the Eagles are going to fucking destroy them.
In my opinion, I don't think it's a ledge. I think that's how it's going to turn out.
There's no way the Chiefs lose this game.
There's no way.
No chance. No chance they lose this game. That's all I got for you. It's not going to happen.
You don't have a reason for it?
No, I think they have a better head coach. See, so the thing is, I got twofold here. I do like the Eagles because I like going with defensive, the better defense, I'm going to call it, in situation where they get more time to prepare. With that being said, I just think that the talent on the Eagles is so masked with how bad of a coach Nick Sirianni is that I want to go with a better coach. And Andy Reid is by far and away the better coach in this situation.
Fair.
Like, no doubt in my mind.
I was with you until you said in this situation. I think he's actually one of the worst Super Bowl coaches around. When it comes to being in the Super Bowl, he had the one game that they ended up beating the 49ers, but they looked horrible against the Buccaneers. They looked fucking... And honestly, they were probably going to lose to the 49ers if they didn't complete the post-corner to Tyreek Hill 80 yards down the field. It's that miraculous play. Back when he was with the Eagles.
So you're saying that because they completed a play that he drew up and he's probably setting up the whole game that it's a bad play? No, that's
just said that's what you're going to focus. So no, it's usually in Super Bowls his track record. He's actually not a good coach in Super Bowls.
He's 2-2.
Everything else, I agree. He's one of the best offensive.
He's 2-2 in the Super Bowl. There's how many coaches have a better record in the Super Bowl?
Harbaugh's 1-0.
How he's 2-2?
Yeah. Okay. What? What's your point?
I'm trying to think of his second Super Bowl win. I really don't know it. I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I think he's 1-3. I thought.
No, 2-2.
Yes. What is it? What's his second one?
Let
What was the second Super Bowl?
me pull it up here.
He won one as an assistant.
Did he?
Yep.
Super Bowl 31 as assistant coach. That's what it says here. I don't know what that is. He's 1-2 all time in the Super Bowl as the head coach.
Andy Reid has won 2 Super Bowls. One as an assistant coach. He's the quarterback's coach for the Pack, and then one as the head coach, the one with the Chiefs.
All right. Either way, so he's 1-2. Okay. So there's, you know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl in general. But you're saying, I don't care. You can say you're not a good coach in the Super Bowl. You're not a good coach, but he is statistically one of the better coaches in the NFL, and you're not going to tell me Nick Sirianni's a better coach than them. I don't care what the game is. You're not going to tell me that he is.
Oh, no, I agree. I mean, I agree.
I have no idea if he is or not. Like he's never been there, so I have no clue. Honestly, if they,
I didn't say Super Bowl. I said as a better coach. Nick Sirianni is not a better coach as Andrew. He is masked by, like I said, by the talent he's surrounded himself with, or that whatever Howie, whatever Johnson or whatever his fucking name is there has surrounded him with. He inherited a darn good defense in general, and then inherited Jalen Hurts, inherited Devontae Smith, and they just keep adding around it. Miles Sanders, like a good old offensive line. What has the guy shown you?
I understand what you're saying, and I'm not arguing Andy Reid's coaching to Sirianni's, but can't you say the same thing about Andy Reid with Kansas City, that he inherited these great fucking players? Like they went out and got these great players, and I don't understand your point with that one. You still got to get the great team to this point.
All right, so bottom up. So even look at it back, whatever, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. You're currently winning games currently winning games with a hobbled quarterback on which no one gave you chances to win.
Well, I mean, a hobbled quarterback.
Okay, wait. And then you took Chad Henne on a 98-yard drive off the bench, cold, off the bench, 98-yard touchdown drive.
His first throw should have been a pick six.
That's fine, okay? As a coach, as an offensive-minded guy, that was Andy Reid's drive. He knew what he had to do to put his guys into success. Did Nick Sirianni, as great of an offensive coach as everyone's saying he is, and next up-and-coming thing, could he do that? Could he do that?
Offensive coach? I didn't even know that.
Yes. Sean McDermott was like the only defensive coach in the playoffs. Did he do the same thing with the quarterback when Jalen Hurts went down?
I don't know. Did they win with Minshew? I have no idea.
I don't think they won a single game with Minshew.
I don't think they did, but the very first game, though, they did play very well, though, if I remember correctly. I think Minshew fucked up at the end of the game.
I don't. But again, what's your point? I'm not arguing Andy Reid being a better coach or not.
That's what your whole point was.
No,
you just said that they had talent. So now my point is that Andy Reid can win with other talent because he's such a great offensive-minded coach, where Nick Sirianni can't. He needs Jalen Hurts. He needs Devontae Smith. He needed to go out and get A.J. Brown to do this.
Your comparison is Gardner Minshew for an entire game and Chad Henne for a drive is completely different. Especially on that drive, they ran the ball 8 times. Like, what are you saying? Like, that's completely different. Gardner Minshew for a couple of full games and Chad Henne for one drive.
But the bottom line is that you have to know how to win without those guys. Andy Reid was able to win in Kansas City with this team that you said he inherited with Alex Smith. Alex Smith was not a great quarterback. Andy Reid was able to win with him. He was able to take him to the playoffs. Alex Smith goes elsewhere. What happened? I mean, breaks his leg. That's besides the point. That fucking sucks. But
that's fucking rude.
Went elsewhere and wasn't good.
I will say this though. I will say this though. Chad Henne has been playing for Andy Reid for 4 years, so it's not like it's a first-year guy and Gardner Minshew under a first brand new coach. This is a backup quarterback that knows the system inside and out.
I understand your point, Jeff. I just don't think it matters. Like that part, I get Andy Reid's a better coach than Sirianni. But you said in this moment or whatever wording you said, like his track record is not a good Super Bowl head coach. You're right. We have no fucking clue if Sirianni's. He might be a bigger jackass and fucking screw them. But it just seems like
he is. That's the thing. That's, I think, what gets back to like his decision making. Like, what is he? Okay, so let's put it this way: what is the only play that Philadelphia? I mean, regardless, they no one's. I think they've been stopped once. The only play they run on 4th and short. This fucking packed in, wing tee looking motherfucker that they just. It's the only thing they run. And it's the same thing. Like I don't, and that's why you can say that a lot of people say that Sean McDermott's a good coach or that Brian Dable was a good coach. Well, Brian Dable's gone elsewhere and proved it now that he can go capitalize with another quarterback. He can go at least bring him to the playoffs. Josh Allen is a unicorn, is unique, is a freak, but he masks a lot of these inconsistencies, a lot of these issues with coaches. You know what I mean? And I think that's exactly what and I guess you could argue that both these coaches do it because you have such a freak athlete in Jalen Hurts, in Patrick Mahomes. That I don't know. It's a tough thing. I like to say I'm going to lean towards the coach that's been there, lean towards a coach that doesn't rely on all these. So one relies on just fucking shoving it up the middle, right down your fucking throat on 4th down. The other one goes on misdirection, goes on actual play design. Based off of it, and I would rather have the guy that has different bags in his tricks in his bag.
You say that Andy Reid runs the same thing on 4th and short. They run sprint right option, where they fucking motion a dude, set a pick, and they throw a flat route. And
the routes are not the same each time, though. If you look at the routes, who's actually running them, they're not the same.
They disguise it, I guess, but it's always
exactly. But it's different. It's different. There's no disguise on it. They have nothing because they're so packed in on the Eagles side. They literally have nothing to go from there. They don't. They just don't.
I get your point.
And watch, they'll probably fucking run something different this Super Bowl just to spite me.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah,
they will. But he hasn't done it all year.
He can fucking run QB draw just to spite you.
Yeah, it's.
And Andy Reid's gonna sit there and run QB sneak right up the fucking middle just to spite you.
That'd be hilarious.
They fucking switch.
No, they would not run with. Since I think the last time they ran a QB sneak with
Mahomes got hurt.
Patrick Mahomes when he got hurt. Yep.
They're not gonna do that again. They'll fucking just motion Kelsey in and have him run the QB sneak.
Oh, exactly, 100%. And they've done that.
To be fair, weren't the Eagles the team that did like the fake QB sneak and snap it to Jalen Hurts? In between the dude's leg?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There was a play where they motioned a receiver in like he was going to run the QB sneak, and they snapped it between his legs right to Jalen Hurts, who then ran off the tackle to the left for like 80 yards against – was it against the Bears? Or maybe that was the Bears. Was that the Bears?
Probably the Bears.
I would have put it by Justin Fields doing something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was the Bears because it was the only time they scored in the entire game, if I remember. And the
they motioned the guy in. The guy took the snap and then pitched it to Hurts on the fucking toss. That's what it was.
I don't know. There's some weird shit happening.
Still.
Either way, I'm going Chiefs.
Sure.
I don't want either one to win. I really don't.
That's what McCaffrey said.
He wants the tie call, and he said it.
I mean, basically,
I do want a tie. That'd be awesome. It's never going to happen, but I would welcome one.
Yeah, that's what McCaffrey apparently said recently when they asked him who he wants to win. He said, "I hope both teams lose."
Yep.
I dig it. It's gonna be interesting no matter what. So.
I don't think so.
All right, good talk, Rob.
I think it's gonna be a fucking blowout, dude. I understand what Jeff's saying, but like I don't. Just on paper, the teams they don't match up well at all. I mean, I can't. I'm sitting here trying to think of who the fuck's gonna besides Kelsey, who Kelsey very well could go off for fucking 7 touchdowns on 7 catches for 12 yards.
Yeah.
Like, he could very well could do that, but, like, I don't... Who the fuck else are they throwing to? What, is Juju Smith-Schuster going to finally catch a pass? Like, is that what's happening now? Are we counting on Valdez-Scantling to fucking run by everyone or something again? Like,
yeah, why not?
I don't know. I feel like the Eagles' pass rush is way better than any team that they've played so far, and they don't have to blitz to do it. So, and then I just don't see the Chiefs. I do think the big one is the Chiefs' defense. If Spags can actually scheme this up, which is difficult because if they're not afraid to run Hurts, it's going to make it really hard. But if they do what the Eagles did last game, where they don't run Hurts until the second half or anything like that, then they could be very limited because their offense is run the ball up the middle and fucking throw it deep. That's all they do. It's kind of like honestly, it's kind of like watching Jeff play Madden. That's the Eagles' offense. Run the ball up the middle, throw it deep to the 2 really fucking fast dudes. That's pretty much.
I run a lot of over the middle stuff now. So.
And then you go, but then they have their tight end on the crossers. They'll hit him on the crossers too. So we'll see.
Dallas.
I won't be surprised at all though if this is a fucking blowout. And I won't hold it against the Chiefs. I think this is the worst team they've had in the Super Bowl.
I don't see how the Chiefs secondary can stop the Eagles receivers. I just don't.
I think the better question is, if the Chiefs do lose this, do they fall off the wagon, or do they continue to be a team that's in the AFC title game every fucking year and competing?
I think as long as you have Patrick Mahomes, you're going to be competing.
So I'm going to add. I'm going to add to Jeff, but say Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. I think you take Kelsey away from Patrick Mahomes, then it becomes a different question.
Well, let's put it. What do they become? And I know this is just because of our generation. Are they going to be like the Patriots, where they're always in the title game and every 2 to 3 years they're in the Super Bowl? Or are they going to be like the Peyton Manning Colts, where they're always in the divisional game and
they just can't get that extra step?
They make the title game. Occasionally they make a Super Bowl, but they're just a really good offensive team that struggles in the big games. I'm curious now if they win this Super Bowl. Now we're talking about dynasties again.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the thing with, like you just said, with Kelsey being there. I think they're getting older. I mean, Kelsey's 31, 32 years old. Like,
yeah, something like that. He was in the league. He was in the league for like 4 years before Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's eventually gonna come up to him.
What's his contract? He's got to be under contract for a while, right?
Kelsey is 33.
Oh, was he 33 already? Okay.
Yep.
Wow, already?
Yep. Like I said, he played for. This the thing that people don't really remember is he played a couple years before Mahomes did.
So that's the thing, is he's only got so much more time with him. Now you're going to see the Chiefs. Are they going to be able to draft well to replace these people?
He's under contract till he's 36, so he's got 3 more years under contract.
Yeah, he had 4 seasons before Mahomes.
His last year of his contract goes from 11 to 16 mil. Mm-hmm. Jesus. But again, he can play a lot longer because he's not like those other tight ends. He's not like Gronk and them where they ask him to get in there and dirty and block. He's really just a slower receiver.
With really good spatial awareness.
Really good spatial awareness. Really good at pushing the rules of pushing off as much as he can. And got great ball skills. So, I mean, I could see him playing till he's 38.
Just matter how effective he's going to be.
That's kind of the.
Well, now it brings the draft up to it. Maybe that's where the Chiefs start looking as they look for another tight end.
Which is true.
Chelsea. Maybe they try to. They hope Mayer drops and they can get Mayer. Who knows?
Or you just wait until the Falcons fuck it up and try to go get Kyle Pitts, and then they're set for another.
Point out, yeah, they could do that as well. I'm surprised they haven't taken a stab at O.J. Howard. That was the next Travis Kelce when he came out.
That's true. But I mean, like, and also, like, you look at what they've done draft wise, the Chiefs, right? I mean,
they've drafted like 3 running backs the last 3 years, and they all seem to get better.
Like in 2021, they drafted Noah Gray.
Yeah, from
Duke,
Leominster, Mass.
Oh, well, Duke, but I mean,
played at Leominster High School.
He has one catch for one catch, 1 touchdown, 35 yards.
He's a fullback, so.
Oh, he's listed as a tight end, Rob. So suck it down.
That's because they don't use a fullback, but he's a fullback.
But still, like, so what I was gonna say though is like you look at a lot of their guys that they draft. Honestly, I don't think they draft that well from what it looks like right here.
I was outside of Isaiah Pacheco.
I mean,
well,
really haven't.
and their entire secondary is rookies. Remember that. Well, unless Snead's back, I don't know if Snead's health is back, but besides him, the last game, their entire secondary was rookies out there because they had Sauce Gardner's partner.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his first name, but with the Williams guy,
Joshua.
And then they've got the dude from.
That can't be it. They have Trent McDuffie.
McDuffie from Washington, right? Yeah.
Yep.
They got McDuffie. I mean, on offense, yeah, I can see them missing a bunch on offense. But
I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking more of right now because like you look at like so that like if we go back to 2019, right, to give us a little bit of space, they have Darwin Thompson, the running back.
He was supposed to be good too. He was supposed to be a nice little sleeper, and they never gave him a chance.
Mecole Hardman,
who's fine. He's just injury prone.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Injury prone.
Then let's see here. Then we go Noah Gray.
Fullback.
Cornell Powell.
Don't know who that is.
Exactly my point. He's played 3 games and hasn't recorded anything, it says. Then you have Sky Moore.
Juju. That makes sense. Sky Moore's a good one. He's their slot receiver.
He's good. He has 3 rush attempts for 24 yards and 22 catches, or 22 receptions for 250 yards. That we're considering good now.
He will be fine once. I mean, he's a rookie. I mean, I think he'll be good in that offense once they get it up. You know, he's got to get his playing time.
And then Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, it's not terrible. But you got to think of it too. Most teams that have this superstar style quarterback, and again, the Patriots did it for fucking 20 years with Brady, is when you have this superstar QB, you don't go and draft offensive players most of the time. You draft offensive linemen, and you go and draft defense. And then you try and do a free agent signing to get that superstar QB a couple of veteran savvy offensive players.
Yeah, like Juju.
And that's the thing is it's going to happen because it's Mahomes.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to get those guys.
You don't normally spend your draft picks on offense because you're also saying even if we whiff on all of these free agent signings, the QB is going to be good enough to make our offense survive for a year and our defense is going to be lights out with young speed, and that's how you limit your spending too, so you don't get screwed financially on the cap. Is you focus all your spending on one side of the ball.
I'll say that's you get people doing a lot of prove-it deals, and that's exactly what Juju did this year.
Yeah,
Juju did a prove-it deal. He sucked at it, but he did a prove-it deal, and that's what they're going to end up doing.
I mean, look at the Patriots. The Patriots did a prove-it deal on Wes Welker and Randy Moss, and they both ended up finishing their career and getting great deals right after it, which who knows if it was actually better for those teams or not, but like all you need is to hit on a couple of those receivers. I mean, look at the Bills 2 years ago, or last year, 2 years ago when they did the Cole Beasley thing. Like it worked out for them in that season. You don't need to have these superstars when you've got that generational talent at QB.
All right.
But your defense has to be fucking good because.
So, final question before this is over with. How do we think the halftime show is going to be?
I think
I don't know who's doing it.
Rihanna's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of wardrobe changes.
A lot of wardrobe changes. All right. Well, once again, thank you, boys, for doing the podcast this season.
Orange Gatorade, by the way.
Oh, all right. There we go. Rob?
I don't know why he said orange Gatorade. I don't understand.
That's what's going to be dumped on the winning head coach. Okay.
I'm going purple.
I'm going water.
Ooh.
Ooh, changing it up. Yeah, thank you, boys, for doing this. Once again, another great season of doing this. They will be back on the podcast for the random specials we're going to do, which will be March Madness and the draft. So.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm
pretty busy in March.
Homies.
Yeah.
Can I change my answer? I think if Andy Reid wins, it's going to be a tub of mayonnaise. But if Sirianni wins, it's going to be a tub of confetti.
See, he's so good, Rob doesn't even know his fucking name.
Who?
Good old Sirianni.
Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay from stay safe. And we'll talk to y'all later.
That guy? Who was the Miami head coach that
Tony Sperano. Right?
Sperano.
Yeah.
Sperano.
Bye.
Tony Sperano.
Sperano.